Hey, it's studio time. The Locals Lounge at Radio 94.9. Send your band submissions to Nate at radio949colorado.com.
All right, welcome back to Studio 94.9, the Locals Lounge at Radio 94.9. We're once again on location. We're at Higher Ground Studios. And I got our guests joining me. It's MISCOMUNICADO. Welcome, dudes.
Hey, what's up, man?
So it's Dan and James, and they have about 1 billion pedals in front of me. How much do you guys guess your pedal boards are worth? Is this a relevant question?
Totally. I don't know, probably at least $2,500.
Yeah, okay.
Probably more.
Mine's about half the size, so $1,300.
Yeah, all right, cool. Well, let's get into it here. If you could, just kind of give me a background of the band, a quick bio of MISCOMUNICADO for those not familiar.
Cool, yeah. We started as a three-piece. Now it's just the two of us. We moved out here from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania in, 2011?
Yeah.
Just came out here to make music, and we love it here. We got stuck, so
Nice.
still rocking out.
Have you been to Chester, Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
We grew up in Malvern area.
Okay.
It's like it's about,
We have to drive through
pretty much
Chester to get to the
County.
airport.
All right, cool. I've been to Chester. It's fun.
Oh yeah, that's one way to put it.
I was just curious about that. So tell me about how MISCOMUNICADO kind of came about. The two of you guys and your other bandmate coming together and getting on this type of music you guys play.
Well, so we were all friends through skateboarding, and Dan and I started playing in bands together when we were like 14. So we'd been playing together. We wrote a bunch of different tunes, and then our buddy Luke, who he's the third member that has decided he'd like to part ways for a little while. He decided he wanted to do something with us, and we said, well, look, we got a bunch of songs. We don't know what they're called. We don't know anything. And he just started coming up with names for them and coming up with all this other stuff. And
Lyrical concepts, all sorts of good. He came up with the
um,
band name, actually.
yeah. And so he and ourselves just kind of got together, and every week we'd get together and skate and paint and make a bunch of fun music, and eventually we just started putting it down, and we got a camper and we drove out from Pennsylvania to Colorado.
Oh, wow.
Recorded our first album on the way.
That's super ambitious. That's awesome.
It was sweet. It was like a month-long trip. We just kind of did whatever we wanted.
Yeah. Nice. So what did he play in the band?
So he handled all the computer side of it. He was our DJ. So what he would do is what we were calling live sound director. So he would have a lot of tracks that he would be able to manipulate on the fly and pop up on the fly. So say we were playing one song, he could pull the drums from a whole other sound and then come in and be able to kind of be our drummer and our bassist and be able to play the synths on the fly with us, while also being able to deliver the song and the DJ aspect of never ending a set, like never having a dull moment in a set.
Yeah, and he uses loops and stuff too, so we can kind of feel the crowd vibe, and if everyone's dancing, we'll keep that part moving, build the tension.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely it's definitely unique. We've got a couple buddies who are coming in and playing some drums and bass for us. So when we have a show at Rise in
Yeah.
And so we'll be having a drummer and a bassist up there with us, and eventually we'll be integrating a keyboardist as well. But that'll be Luke's last show, so it'll be a drummer, a bassist, and electronics as well. So it'll be a nice little transition.
One of a kind.
Having one, So. it'll be a lot of
Cool.
fun.
Nice, sweet. So let's go ahead and play a tune. The first one is called Sock Hop. Can you tell me a little bit about this song?
Oh, dude, I'm probably not the right person to answer this. I don't know why you pointed at me, Dan, but
This is just kind of like one of those fun nonsense songs.
Okay.
It's upbeat and dancey, and there is not really a lyrical theme, if you will. It's just kind of
it kind of came up.
psychedelic wordplay.
Yeah, we wanted to write a song that that kind of captured this feeling we got on a psychedelic journey once, and I don't know, they had a little ball with the word sock and running around the house in socks. So we kind of wanted to capture that childlike humor and fun of the event, and we wanted to put it into a song.
So it has nothing to do with like the 50s and
No, but we could
know,
say
going
it
to-
does.
No, we actually named the
Yeah,
song,
yeah,
and then
fans.
somebody mentioned that to me, and I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
I had no idea that was actually a thing.
Oh, nice. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
So, But yeah, we still like to run around in our socks. So who doesn't like a good pair of socks?
I see one of you is in your socks right now. So
Because he plays with his pedals with his toes.
I noticed that.
Yeah.
How appropriate.
I can't do that.
You know, sometimes you just got to change your sound on the fly.
Yeah, totally. Well, cool. Once again, it's MISCOMUNICADO joining me today. We're at Higher Ground Studios at Studio 94.9. This is called Sock Hop. Take it away.
I've had the sun shower blues since I turned 22. Rolling golden flowers off, do not let lions on the loose. I'm on the moon this afternoon. I'd like my love like a lagoon. Separated from the hatred, I can only see the truth. So baby, let's get real, let's get wild, let's get real, like it's going out of style. Let's get real, baby, let's get wild, let's get real, everybody can stay for a while. Someone perfect finally said it. Love don't hurt unless you let it. I tried to get it all from you. All the girls can find me after hours in a shroud of laughter. Take me higher, baby, let those flowers bloom. Higher, 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 higher. Let the tidal wave resume. Let's get real, let's get wild, let's get real, like it's going out of style. Let's get real, baby, let's get wild, let's get real, everybody can stay for a while. Let's get real, let's get wild, let's get real, like it's going out of style. I said let's get real, baby, let's get wild, let's get real, everybody can stand for a while.
Yeah. MISCOMUNICADO, everybody, with Sock Hop. Nothing to do with the 50s and the poodle skirts. That was awesome.
Thanks.
It's Studio 94.9, the Locals Lounge at Radio 94.9. We're on location at Higher Ground Studios. Now, you know, when I first saw you guys come in, it's two guys in here with 1,000 pedals and, you know, the drum machine synth setup. I'm thinking, oh, these guys, you know, they're probably going to be like early Ween, but not at all.
Next to those guys.
Oh, yeah, they're from Pennsylvania too, huh?
Yeah. Apparently, they're from the same area.
They're from New Hope.
Yeah,
That's a trip.
It's like that's like a couple hours away.
Yeah. I've been in New Hope. We got family that lives there.
We definitely love Ween. I mean,
Yeah.
How do you not? They got some classics.
Totally.
They're as weird as it gets.
I know. You guys are trippy too, man. Like, trippy. That was awesome. Who would you say? Well, we'll do individually. Dan first. Who would you say kind of molded you as a guitar player, performer, as far as just a player?
I really started getting an interest in guitar from Circa Survive because they kind of came out of that Warped Tour scene that we were into and just started using delay pedals and phasers and just blew my mind. And I didn't even know what guitar pedals were at that point, so I was like, how the hell are they doing that?
Right.
And so from there, later I got into more like classic rock and jam band music. Jerry Garcia, absolutely. Jimi Hendrix, Pink Floyd.
I can definitely see the Floyd.
Yeah.
Definitely see the
Definitely
Floyd.
that.
To us, and that's the one we see the least. Like everybody's like, "Oh man, you guys got some Floyd influence in you," and we're like, just like that one, those parts where we like.
It's the one that I
drop
don't
out,
try
that's
to
the
incorporate. I think it just happens.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, because for me it was Pink Floyd, Jimi Hendrix, Jimmy Page, Angus Young, Queen.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, he started showing me bands like Circa Survive and all these fun little emo bands like like Cartel and Brand New. They're great, and they definitely they use a lot more dynamics in their playing, and when they play leads, they tend to play to the song, not so much of that sporadicness that Jimmy Page or somebody like Eddie Van Halen does. It gets pretty crazy, and you're like, man, these guys are incredible. But it's not like it's, I like to, that's where I was, and then, I get shown this more simplicity, so it was kind of like a molding of the two, so.
Huh, okay. How would you say you went from that to this?
Like 6 years of just
just jamming and
Yeah.
just
Yeah, we didn't. This is not what we sounded like when we started this project.
Uh-huh.
When we started this project, there was like acoustic guitars involved, and
Oh, really?
we were like, "Hey, our original idea was like, let's try to sound like the Doors meets MGMT."
And Good Old War.
Yeah, and Good Old War. So that's
Which
where
are
the
coming to
acoustic came
Denver
from.
soon, I think.
But yeah, it didn't take long before we started writing songs and kind of found our sound and went in a much different direction and got better at our
first
instruments.
album,
Yeah.
Our first album was what he just said, and our second album we had 2 or 3 other friends come in and help when they were playing with us. We had a drummer, a bassist, a third guitarist, and Luke was primarily doing like synths and stuff, and that kind of took a turn for the worst. And I'm going to leave it at that. And then we kind of got stuck with 30 days before we had a party to play and 3 members of a band and about 25 songs we couldn't play anymore.
Oh,
So we were
right.
like, how do we do this? And that's when a good friend of ours was like, "Hey man, you guys should check out Ableton. You guys would be cool with that. That would help you out." And
Yeah.
so we got our copy of Ableton, and I've been doing audio engineering since I was like 14, recording local bands, and now I work at a studio too. So it was nice to be able to bring all these aspects in together and be like, how do we do this ourselves without other people? Because like if you go see Rat-a-Tat, 2 dudes playing on a stage and they got a DJ on the side,
Yeah.
and that's kind of like, that wasn't what we wanted to do with us. It was all 3 of us writing, so he was a forefront and he was an instrument as much as we were.
Huh. Okay. Cool. Have you found yourselves, playing these tunes, doing a lot of intricate like jams and just spacing out and going on these journeys together or
I'll tell
anything?
you what, the best ones are when we're at home alone.
Okay. Yeah.
It'll
Yeah,
happen
always
for
happens.
like 25 minutes, and we'll be like, "Damn, I wish we could have put that on an album."
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was. We definitely have a lot of them. Whenever we play, we always tend to try to pull like from the crowd, like you said.
Yeah, we try to feel it out. Like I was saying, we'll like start looping if everybody's really, really feeling a good part, or we try and do mashups of our own songs to keep it interesting.
Yeah.
We do mashups of covers with our own songs as well. So
Nice.
we did Ghostbusters, Electric Avenue, and Electric Feel
Huh.
one, and then tied it into one of our own songs at the end. So it was like a 22-minute version of 4 songs.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. That one, we played that at Halloween last year, so that was a lot of fun.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
All right, well let's play another tune for the people here. This one, okay, I have a theory about this song. It's called Working Title. I'm a musician too. I've been playing for quite a while, and I just want to throw this out there because I'm pretty sure I know how you got the title. You didn't have a title, and then you called it Working Title because you were working on the title, and then you never got a title and it just became that song. Is that right?
Sort of, yes.
Okay, let's hear it.
So when you're writing songs with Ableton, you have to come up with a song name as soon as you want to save it.
Okay.
So I always have to come up with a goofy working title, and I was like, I'm just going to make the working title, Working Title. And then we ended up writing lyrics later, and the lyrics are kind of about learning about yourself and life, and your life being a work in progress. So I was like, oh, Working Title has to stay. Perfect.
That is perfect. That's awesome. Well, cool. Once again, it's Studio 94.9. I'm joined by MISCOMUNICADO at Higher Ground Studios, and this is called Working Title.
Somewhere back there when we started thinking about the songs we used to play. Roger's voice was quiet, but he always knew exactly what to say. Waiting 20 years in silence just to find the perfect people to relate. The golden message that he's holding, he told me that we ought to show the way. He said you gotta ride into the night. Just drive into the light. You're gonna thrive with the thrill of the heights. I'm going live in your head tonight. Question after question, when and how and why and who. Ooh, I can't keep guessing. I said, please, please, please show me which way to go. He said, hold on, son, I'm gonna take you back to many years ago. We're gonna start with the smarts, and then you'll give him your heart. Tear it all apart and build them something better, and end on something better they can never not remember. Gonna ride into the night. Just drive into the night. You're gonna thrive with the thrill of the heights. I'm going live in your head tonight. In your head tonight. songs that you wanted to hear. Now I want you to do what you're loving and love what you're doing. I want to steal your focus a moment. We'll become a year now. I want to show the words that I'm singing. You already know that. Right into the night. Just right into the light. You gotta ride with the thrill of the high. I'm going live in your head tonight. In your head tonight.
Yeah. Working title. That's a good song title for that one. It's MISCOMUNICADO, Studio 94.9. We are at Higher Ground Studios. I'm Nate Wild. So you guys said you're from Pennsylvania.
Yes, sir.
And I find it kind of weird that your name doesn't mean miscommunicated in Spanish. Is that correct?
No, so actually we had it dissected.
Okay.
Because we thought it was just completely made up.
All right.
We thought it was a made-up word.
We have a buddy who was really good at Latin and was actually in the band for a little while, a really good friend of ours named Connor. And he told us that in Latin, it means to communicate where the ability to do so lacks.
To communicate where the ability to do so lacks.
So like if you're in a room and you're all hanging out with your buddies and all of a sudden you kind of all look at each other and you all know exactly what you're going to say. Or you all know exactly what's about to happen. But at the same time, we do feel that like music is a miscommunicado. You know, you may love Marvin Gaye and the guy walking down the street hates him. And it's like, wow, that can happen, you know?
Right.
We're not all fans of all the same music. And for somebody, you know, there's music that somebody's going to like out somewhere. And so for us, it doesn't just stop at music, it stops at everything. You know, we go politics, you can go science, you can go love, you can go beer. So it really, you know, has no boundaries. And for us, it's that knowledge of being able to really connect without having to do much, you know, and finding some sort of what we call a ball of energy that ties us all together. Anything that you want to?
Yeah, I was just going to say that that's not an easy thing for normal people to understand.
Yeah,
I think the band name truly means that you know, we can never really like make anybody understand life, but we can point them in the right direction. So that's kind of why we do this.
That is very deep.
So deep.
I'm a little tripped out right now, just trying to wrap my head around that whole thing.
We listened to Sum 41 when we were growing up, so we're way in too deep.
Oh.
Pop punk kids forever.
Yeah, right. Speaking of which, so you're playing like a semi-hollow. Is that a guild? I don't have my glasses. It's a Gretsch. It looks like a Gretsch. I thought it said guild at the top.
This is my baby right here.
How did you land on that type of guitar? I mean, it just doesn't seem to fit this type of music necessarily.
Like 3 different guitars.
Okay.
So I'll play an SG. I have a Mira, PRS Mira.
Ooh.
And that's my normal guitar.
Uh-huh.
But for fun little special events, I like to bust this guy out because it's got great tone. I've done a lot of work to it, as you can see. Like new pickups, new headgear, everything.
All gold everything?
All gold everything. But it's a beautiful guitar, and I try to use it for studio life or something where I know it's in a controlled situation. So for something like a Rise, I'll be playing my PRS.
Yeah.
That's my main guitar at this point. But you know, I've played a PRS, I've played an SG. We have a Honer, which is basically a knockoff Gibson.
Right.
I've played a Strat. That was the first guitar I ever had, was a Strat. I've played I mean, a flying V, what you name it, I've played it.
Yeah.
Honestly, for me, it because of how many pedals we like to use and the amp that we've chosen, I've molded my tone around it, and I'd like that kind of British crunch and the nice, pretty cleans, because I don't know, there's kind of that medium in our music where we try to just take two different tones in the songs because we're both guitarists together, so.
Totally.
I don't know about you, but it's been a whirlwind finding the tones that we use.
I'll bet. I can tell. I can tell you put a lot of work into it. So before we did this, Jonna was telling me that you guys are so close that you've tattooed each other.
Oh, yeah. Numerous times.
Numerous times. Are you guys...
Well, I am trained. It's 10 years now.
Okay, good.
And he was there getting tattooed by me while I was learning and was hanging out at the tattoo shop the whole time. So he's been around it enough that...
Yeah.
And watched me do it enough that there was a couple times where I was like, all right, I'll let you tattoo me.
Did the pizza on his leg?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Right here.
Okay, nice.
He's pretty much done everything else on me. The other guy is our buddy Jake, who works here in town at a shop. But he's covered me since I was young.
That's awesome. That's a bond that lasts forever right there, man.
Oh, yeah.
Literally.
Yep, whether you want it to or not. Well, cool. Let's go ahead and play the final tune here. It's called Catalina Wine Mixers, correct?
Yeah.
Plural?
Wine mixer.
Tell me about this tune.
Papow.
Yeah, it's a little Step Brothers reference there.
Yeah.
This is just supposed to be...
It's a celebration
Yeah,
song,
celebration. High energy, high up-tempo.
We believe in the whole manifest your reality, that whole deal. And for us, something that we really want to do is party in Catalina Island with some wine mixers.
Yeah.
So we're avid fans of Step Brothers as well as a lot of those types of comedies, and that one stuck well. And when we were writing this song, like he said before, you need a working title.
You need a title now.
That one stuck.
Jamming, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I was watching that when you came up with the idea for this song. In which case, one leads to another. But every time, it never fails. Every time when we announce that song name, someone in the audience is "Pow!" Every time. And it really is for us. That's what it is. It's just a lot of energy and dancing.
Yeah, cool. All right, once again, MISCOMUNICADO joining me in the studio, Studio 94.9. This is called Catalina Wine Mixers. Take it away.
Smoking on the street, I get a glorious inoculated graphic to the beat, and it looks like coalition and transitional flow, and the fragments on the floor turn to stagnant dinosaurs. They're hasty for a taste that they have never had before, so we must get a grip, get a grip. This water feels cool, I think I'll take another dip. We found the mothership on the strip. They're cracking down the whip, I'm gonna cash in on my chip, yeah, baby.
Yes. Catalina Wine Mixers, MISCOMUNICADO. You guys are so kick-ass, man.
Thanks.
It's Studio 94.9 on location at Higher Ground Studios. My name is Nate Wild. Now, before we wrap up the show here, tell me what's next for you guys.
So we're playing at Arise Music Festival up in the foothills there in Loveland. It's August 4th through 6th. I think we're playing on Friday night.
All right, cool.
Saturday night. Okay.
Saturday.
Yeah. But yeah, then we got a show in Denver right around Halloween weekend, and yeah, like we were saying earlier, we're gonna have some buddies, like live musicians, playing with us for the first time in a very long time at Arise. So anybody who's seen us in like the last 2 years is gonna have like a very special treat because no one's seen anything like this for a while.
That's the direction we're going, you know.
Yeah.
We're doing a live studio session this weekend. Dan and I write a lot of the music. We had Luke helping out, but Dan's a drummer first and foremost, and I.
Oh, really?
I play guitar, you know, and I play bass, and you know, we kind of help teach each other a lot of instruments growing up. So we play a plethora of instruments, and we like to spruce it up. So we'll jam where I'm playing bass and he's playing drums, or even vice versa. It's never as good, but you know. But yeah, so we're gonna be doing a kind of a live studio kind of session thing where he plays some drums and I'll play bass to a song, and then
Nice.
we come in and lay the guitars and vocals over after
And film the whole thing.
Yeah, and put it out as well, just kind of for some fun.
Sweet.
It's gonna be some fun, and then afterwards we've got some new songs we're working on. We'll probably head into the studio probably late this fall.
All right.
And try to get something for next year. Kind of getting together. It's been we just have a whirlwind of changes, you know, going through life.
Right.
And so it's been definitely been something we've been trying to do, and every time we go in to start recording something, a new one comes out, and
We always say, okay, we're gonna make these 5 songs into an EP, and then while we're recording said EP, we end up writing like 15 more songs.
Yeah.
And then we have to pick between which ones we're gonna actually use.
Can we make a concept album out of this, or?
Well,
That's happened.
And that's
Oh, nice.
That's somewhat what we like to do. Our last album came out July 22nd last year, and a lot of that that was kind of became a concept album throughout the mixing stages. We kind of were like, you know, there's a lot we could do with this to tie it all together. So if you listen to it from start to end, you'll hear things and be like, oh, that makes sense because it's in that one and that one.
Oh, nice.
Stolen
Yeah.
lyrics, stolen melodies, but from our own music.
Yeah.
Sweet. What's like website?
So we got Facebook, Twitter,
Yeah.
Instagram, SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple iTunes, whatever. We're
All
on
over the web.
everything. Our website is currently getting redone.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
MISCOMUNICADO.com, but the website is down for repairs. Down
Okay,
for
all right.
reconstruction.
Yeah.
Because we're getting a new image together up on that. It's about time. It's a little overdue. So
Cool.
that one's the only one down at the moment. Otherwise, hit us up on Facebook, Twitter, our email, miscommunicado@gmail.com.
Sweet.
Thing. We're available to talk to if you have a question.
Right on. Well, cool, guys. Can't thank you enough for coming in. Also want to thank Jonna and Higher Ground, Kate and Higher Ground.
Real quick, you're wearing
Yeah.
a Mitch Hedberg shirt, and I got a Mitch Hedberg tattoo.
Do you? Oh, that's awesome. Did we just become best friends?
Pretty sure. Yeah.
Nice. More than
Wanna
one
go
Step
do
Brothers reference in the
right.
interview. That's great.
That's
You wanna go
awesome.
do karate?
A lot of room for activities. All right. Well, I can't thank you guys enough for coming in, sharing your
Yeah,
music.
thanks for having us, man. This has been lots of fun.
Yeah, thank you so much. We love the station, so
Oh, right on.
it'll be weird to future James and future Dan.
Hey, Dan.
Be careful.
Nice.